Good evening. Hello, everyone, and welcome for another Leaders Lead. So, hope everybody has been healthy. Everybody made it through all of the cold weather, all of the stuff. Oh, my goodness. Uh, some people were making snowman. I did not leave the house. I'm not a cold weather person. But hopefully, everybody made it through. Everybody is safe and productive. Again, thank you for joining us here tonight. I'll be looking for your comments in the comment section. Please feel free. Let me go ahead and tap that now. Yep, there we go. So, as always, our goal is to grow together by expounding on biblical principles. And so I am Apostle Khadijah Richardson, and the Lord put this on my heart to create a nice, safe place, a safe community where questions and concerns that leaders have are welcome and they're answered. And we dig in and we'll do some deep dives into the things that are concerning you. So we're looking and we're appreciative of all of your comments. Anything that you want to say, thumbs up, thumbs down. We just want to make sure that we are giving things that are some substance that you can go back and you can use it in your ministry, whatever thing God has placed in your hand to do. Last week, I talked about getting serious about ministry and trying to lay waste to the misnomer that's kind of been circulating about balance and how you got to divide yourself up into all of these pieces, which isn't realistic. And so this week, we're going to come back and complete the lesson that we started on authentic leadership. So we want to know what it is that God expects from us. God has some expectations of us, and we need to know what they are and how do we get along with one another? How do we take the things of God and then apply them to our life? There is a scripture in Proverbs that I really love, and it's Proverbs, the 28th chapter, verse 1 and 2. It says, "The wicked flee when no man pursueth, but the righteous are bold as a lion. For the transgression of a land, many princes thereof, but by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged." And so, in other words, that when wicked people are always stressing, they're always edgy, they're filled with guilt, they're always ready to run, even when no one's after them. I gotta go, I gotta go, I gotta go. But nobody is chasing them. It's all in their mind. But honest people, when you're honest, it is what it is. And so there is a confidence, there is a relaxed vibe that comes with that. And then there's a boldness because you understand that what you're doing is right, what you're saying is right. And that's how we want to be. When the whole country is in chaos, everybody has a plan to fix it. But it takes a real leader of understanding to straighten things out. So we want to make sure that when we are doing things, we're going to always come back to character and integrity because those things are high on God's list. They need to be high on our list. And so, as we go in tonight, we talked about authentic being real. We talked about really knowing how to appreciate other people's gifts. So I'm going to do the last two, but I'm also going to tie some other things in here tonight. So the Lord, this is Habakkuk 2 and 4, and most of us know this. Most of us can quote this. And Habakkuk is saying, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tables, that he that readeth it, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end, it's going to speak. So it's not going to lie, it's not going to tarry. He says, wait for it. Sometimes we put artificial time frames on ourselves when something should be completed, how far you should be at this point in ministry. And sometimes we're even comparing ourselves to other leaders and people and saying, oh, well, they had this, it only took them this amount of time. That's a trick from the devil. So what we, excuse me, what we are to do is to turn a vision into a reality. And so when you write a vision, you make yourself accountable, because you can always say, well, no, I didn't say that. But once you write it, it solidifies the thing. And it also helps other people to see where they can get in to help you, but there has to be accountability. So when you write things down, you get the support that you need to implement that. And so accountability is like an insurance policy, right? It's for the success of your project. If you have no accountability, nobody knows what you were or were not going to do it, you can have things just fall to the wayside. Oh, well, I started it. Nobody, you used to do that. So we want accountability. We want to be able to say, yeah, I really feel like this is something the Lord is putting my hand, or yeah, I really feel like that this is something that I'm supposed to do. And so when you get to that place, then you can write it down. You take the vision and you receive it. And so you understand that the vision has purpose. You have to understand, what is the purpose of this? When you say God is calling me to do X, Y, and Z, what is the purpose? Who is the targeted audience? And so, sometimes God will say you do a women's ministry, a child's ministry, a men's ministry, a total body ministry, prophetic ministry, evangelism. There's so many different areas. And so in order for you to be able to write a vision, you're going to have to come to some decisions, some conclusions about what it is you're being called to do. Now, it's fluid. 10 years from now, 5 years from now, the Lord may have you move in a different area as you're completing things. And notice I said, as you are completing things, because if you haven't completed it, that means you don't have all the tools to go to that next place. That next place that he has prepared is because you have gotten everything you're supposed to have where you are. So you know what the purpose is, you know who your targeted audience is. Now you can plan the vision. That's going to allow you to know the necessary support to bring that vision into fruition. Is there training that's needed? When you get ready to create the team, how will they know what they're supposed to do? Because when you have a team, everybody's not doing the same thing. You have all of these working pieces. And so you've got to get into a mindset of talking to other people, of being vulnerable, in order to grow the vision. You have to have a way of measuring that success. Not only the success, but you also want to be able to find out what didn't work and to be free to talk about it. Why didn't this work? And sometimes that's made to appear like a blame game. Well, had so and so did this and such, that's not what I'm talking about. That's immature. What I'm talking about is when you look at the plan, what else could we have done? What was missing? Did we utilize the best people in the best positions? Because sometimes you can have all of the support that you need, but they're working in the wrong position. And so once you get it, once you tweak it, then you can see it begin to grow into what it was supposed to do. So we talked about, this was a few weeks ago, about creating teams when we first began to talk about authentic leadership, authentic leadership. And so, one of the most important things is that you understand that you are working with thinking human beings that's going to bring their own skill set, their own abilities that you may know nothing about. And so sometimes when you're in a leadership position, the mistake is to think that you're the smartest person in the room because you need to know the gifts, the talents, and the abilities that your people have. I used to have a form when people first came to the ministry for them to fill out just so that I could have a snapshot of what they're bringing to the table, because not only do you want to add to that person, you want the skill set that they already have to be sharpened. And so when you present your vision, then you know who's on your team that's going to be able to help you to bring that to fruition. You will be amazed at the ideas that come out of your team if you've written your vision clearly, where they could see how they can assist in bringing that vision to pass. And I know sometimes people say, well, I'm really busy and I don't have time to do that. You don't have time not to do it, because whatever you have in your head, you're going to need people to bring it into fruition. Not one person. You just can't do it all by yourself. So this is 1 Corinthians 12, starting at verse 4. And we did this, but I just want to do a little recap for it. So it says, now there are diversities of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are differences of administration, but the same Lord. And there are diversities of operation, but it is the same God that worketh in us all. So we have different gifts that we bring to the table. We have different spiritual gifts, diversities of gifts. Everybody does not have the same gifts, but they're all given by the same Spirit. There are differences of administrations. These are these governmental offices. They are different administrations, but it is the same Lord that has anointed or called each one of us. So understanding that, and that every single person is bringing a different set of skills, a different anointing, a different gifts, diversities of operations in how they perform the thing, but it is the same God. And so when we get to a place where we're able to appreciate the diversity in ideas, there's never just one way to do a right thing. And sometimes we think that it is. And normally we think my way is the best way, but that may not necessarily be true. And so that is the appreciative part of the other people on your team. And when you're able to talk to other people, get their opinions, get their ideas, that genders respect. Everybody wants to feel respected. You want to feel like your coworkers, the other people that are on your team, that they respect you. And so respecting people means that you're esteeming, you're appreciative of what somebody else does, what somebody else feels, and you're free to show that admiration. While nobody can do this like Betty Joe. And so if you want that done, Betty Joe is the person that you need to go to. And so you don't want to violate people. You don't want to make people feel bad about trying to help, or where you are pointing out flaws. So you want to be considerate. You want to be thoughtful in your relationships so that people will feel respected. And so that means if they are talking about something, if they're explaining why they may want to do something a different way, that as a leader, we have a responsibility to hear them, to listen to them. And whatever posture you take as a leader, when you're in front of your people, whatever posture you take, that is the posture that your people are going to take. So you want to be sensitive to the fact that other people are reading you, so and reading your response to whatever any individual on your team is talking about. And so when we did part one, we talked about the role of a challenger, and we identified the skill set of the challenger, that this is a member of your team who will question the goals, the methods, and the ethics of everybody on the team. And they don't have a problem speaking truth to power. They are able to disagree with leaders, and they are able to encourage the team to take well conceived risks, because some people won't take a risk unless they're pushed. And so a lot of times that type of candor is very appreciated, but there's times when it's not. When you think that the challenger is challenging you personally, then that becomes an argument where it did not have to be an argument because you are taking something personal. So we have to learn how to respect that this is a gift. You need a challenger on your team. You need somebody who's looking at something from a different perspective and then willing to share that in order to bring the vision to fruition. We talked about a contributor. And what a contributor is just a task oriented person. They enjoy bringing all the technical skills, information, data. They're going to get everything that they can put their hands on that you can use. And so they're going to do their homework, and they're going to set high standards for the team because they are data driven and they want to know that we're using all of our resources wisely. So we have to make sure that we appreciate that contributor and not blow them off. Well, it doesn't matter what this is, and it doesn't matter. It does matter. And so if we could just learn how to receive information, to sit and listen and not be ready to argue, not be ready to bring an idea down before you're able to see the value in it. And it's a good prayer. Lord, show me the value of this technical information. Show me the value of the data. Data is important. And we're talking about respecting one another's gifts, one another's administration, and the diversity of skill sets that come when you place people on your team. And so this week, I want to talk about two other people that could be a part of your team. One of those people is a communicator. So a communicator is a person, a member who is an effective listener. They are a facilitator of involvement. This person is going to sit back when everybody else is talking. They're going to listen and they're going to hear exactly what you're saying. And they're going to be able to help facilitate other people. They are the type of people that handles conflict resolution. They are about consensus building, teamwork, building an informal, relaxed climate. Communicators can be very, very positive people, but sometimes if you don't understand how a communicator source information, you can begin to think, well, they're taking sides in this, or they don't really understand what I'm saying. The only thing they understand, but that's not what they're doing. They're going to give you healthy feedback. They're going to talk to everyone on the team. They want to know, they want to understand, and their purpose is to facilitate group involvement. Their purpose, the reason why they're gathering information, is so that they can resolve a conflict for the good of the whole team. And so we have to be able to see these skills in other people and then promote them in the group. So if you're sitting at a meeting, then you want to give kudos to that communicator. You don't have to say, well, so and so is a communicator, but you can watch people and see that this person was really paying attention. And so then we acknowledge that. I want to ask Charles, is there anything he'd like to add to this conversation? And you invite them in because you know what that skill set is. And so you want them to use that ability to facilitate and engage other people, being able to express someone else's idea to someone who didn't get it from that person. So we need that as a group. And then that last person is the collaborator. So that collaborator is a goal-oriented person. They're going to see the big picture. They're going to be mission-oriented. And so now sometimes that can just feel like overwhelming because they're going to always keep putting the goal before you, but they're flexible to new ideas. So if you have a different idea, you don't have to feel like, well, they don't want to hear what I got to say anyway, because the only thing they're concerned about, those are maturity stumble blocks that we've got to get past. We've got to get past wanting a team of yes people, but we need these other people. And when you're talking about a collaborator, they'll be the first person to jump in with you. What do you need done? Everybody's not built for that. And so if you then say, well, the only person I can count on is this collaborator. No, it's the only skill set that you're currently appreciative of. So you want to be able to appreciate and look for the things they bring. One of the things about diversity, working with people efficiently, you begin to understand what people expect from you. And they need to expect things from you. And as the leader, you're the one who is going to make all of the different skill sets of everyone else known. You're the ones who will recommend people to other people because you are observing their skill set. You are knowledgeable of what they bring to the table. And so when you're creating a team, it's not just a group of people you like, but it's a group of people of diverse skills, diverse opinions and ideas. So we have what's called the law of expectation. And the law of expectation says, do what you say you're going to do. Expectation causes people to be in a state of anticipation, like something's going to happen. They have a belief, a hope based upon what you said that a particular thing will happen. And so as leaders, when we set expectations, we must do what we say we're going to do. If you say, okay, I'm going to teach a class on ABCD, then teach the class on ABCD, whether it's one person there or 1,000 people there. Do what you say that you're going to do. You've also got to believe in people. And when I was talking about the 4 different types of people that bring their skill sets to the table, you've got to believe that everybody on your team is true, that everybody on your team is honest. Because someone disagrees with your idea, that doesn't mean now I'm going to pick this person apart. No, or they only want to do this because they didn't like that, or this is in retaliation of that, or this is no. The Bible says, hope all things, believe all things. We're going to come into this with the conception that my team is honest, that my team walks in integrity, that the people who are giving me these ideas, their entire motive is to cause me to increase, to cause the vision to come to fruition. That way, there is this beautiful exchange of ideas, and you honor people, that you honor their personal integrity, that you honor their strong moral character, that you don't believe that you're the only person that has morals, that you honor other people's strengths. And so, and then you be that. You have personal integrity. You show your moral character. You show the people that's on your team that you have respect for them and they have respect for one another, and that feeling of cherishing one another. Everybody wants to feel that. Everybody also wants the privilege to be able to serve. And so when we begin to use their skills and give them, and it is a blessing to be able to serve, it's a blessing to be on a team. And so we want to make sure that we operate that we operate in the law of respect, that we respect people's time. If the meeting is supposed to start at 11, let it start at 11. You know, I know things happen, and we have all types of what do you call it, electronic failures, different things happen. But as much as lie within you, respect people's times, respect people's ability. You know, that goes back to not undermining and not believing that someone has a foul motive. And that's really a big one. Not to assume the worst about people, not to assume that they are only doing it for some nefarious reason, and that you're the only angel on the team. We don't want to be that person. We want to deal as leaders. And I'm going to close with this, because you have different leaders, you have different types of leaders. Leadership is about influence. And so when you're talking about leadership, you have leaders that operate from their personhood. And so this type of leader operates out of respect, because people follow you because of who you are and what you represent, that you have built a reputation, that people now know your character. You've gone through some things and they've watched you. This is the personhood. They've watched you mature. They've watched you make changes. And so they believe in you because you have demonstrated what you represent. Like the kids say, that you walk the walk, talk the talk, and walk the walk. And so there is a level of respect that comes with that, and that is leadership. You also have leaders that have influence because they develop people. So whenever people then you say, you come to this class and this is what you are going to learn, here is what you can receive from this, then people will follow you because of what you have done for them. I didn't know any of this. I attended this class. It was wonderful. I was in a really low place and I went and I got this. What you have done for them. When you develop, whether it's morally, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, then you will have people that will follow you because they believe that you have that skill set, because you have done it for them. They will tell other people, oh no, you need to have this because of what it did for me. Then you have leaders that people follow because you get results. People follow you because of what you have done for an organization. So you may not have had your own ministry at that time, but the ministry that you were a part of, people saw production. You were on the prison team, you were on the praise team, you did multiple things, and you were faithful in those. And so people see those things and they say, yep, this is a person that I can follow, because they saw what you did in an organization. And then relational. People will follow you because they want to. They've given you permission. They've seen some of these other things that we have listed in development and results, and they have built a relationship with you. They see where you're going. They understand the path. They understand you as a person. And so they will follow you just because they want to. And the last leadership is positional. In other words, they follow you because they have to. You have been assigned a position, whether it is in the church, government, job, but this authority is given to you to do a particular thing. So they have to report to you. They have to answer to you. And so later, as that relationships develop, then you'll have the respect and the results and the development and the relationship where these are leaders that influence other people and they're willing to listen to you. So you have to, in order to do that, you must be able to look at other people, and you can pray about it. Lord, show me how to see other people's gifts and talents. Show me the value, because you can think someone is argumentative and they're not. They're just able to see what they see, and they need you to acknowledge that. And so sometimes we make things arguments that should never have been an argument, that all they were doing is bringing additional information. And it may say something like, wait a minute, let me finish what I'm saying, because they're genuinely, their heart is to show you information. So anyway, that's it for tonight. On being authentic, on being real. I hope you like it. I hope you hit the share button. I hope you follow us. And I want to tell you next week, hey, everybody, I ain't looked over there one time. My name is Khadijah Richardson. Okay. Uh, Next week, we're going to bring Pastor Mackey and Prophetess Leslie. They are going to be on here, and they're going to talk about marriage ministry. And I'm so looking forward to it for leaders, because the concept of the husband being the head of the family is true. But in leadership, there's neither male nor female when God calls you for your offices. And so we want to be able to interview them and see how this thing works, how it's supposed to work. So share it with somebody. We're going to release some stuff tomorrow so that people can get ready to tune in. And we're excited about having them here. We also have the prophets class coming up. And remember, saints, you got to register for the class. And you can go to IamImpactOnline.org, all one word, IamImpactOnline.org. And you'll see a little class icon up there. Go ahead and register for the class. You can visit the leaderslead.guide. A lot of people didn't know that it was such thing as .guide, and they were putting .com, and they were not able to get us. So it's www.leaderslead.guide. And then you can get other resources, and you can send messages to me on that page. There's a little icon at the bottom that says send a message. So whichever way, thank you so much for joining in tonight. I really, really look forward to bringing you tools and things to help you to build the things that God is placing in your hands to do. So I love you dearly. God bless you. And I pray I will see you Sunday. We changed our times to 1:00 so that we can continue teaching and also allow people to be in their own services. And so feel my heart on that and come and join us. And good God bless you. Thank you. Okay, am I doing this right? I don't